Hello and welcome to our presentation on the development of the Mayo Clinic. I'm Inga Morgan.
I'm Oscar BERGLUND.
I'm Johannes MULIA.
And now we'll allow Oscar to start the presentation.
So we started this research paper about 2 months ago now, and in that time we were 4 members which assigned the topic to analyze and discuss. Our 4th group member participated in group activities and preparation, but halfway through our member sadly fell ill. She addressed the problem by going to the hospital. However, they couldn't identify the problem, so she had to go home to receive better health care. This situation raises many questions with the healthcare system, not only in one's home country, but in other countries as well. The Mayo Clinic is a non-profit academic medical center based in Rochester, Minnesota. It's one of the best hospital and research centers in the whole world. It employs more than 3,000 research personnel and spends more than $500 million on research every year. The researchers dealt with a number of questions, and our aim with this paper is to develop a solution to the challenges that the researchers stated in case of providing better healthcare. So, were the center's structure and processes appropriate for transformational change? What are the ethics and improvements to be made with experimentation with real patients? But first, to begin with, what would a major change in healthcare delivery look like? There is 3 innovations that is particularly interesting in today's society. First one, artificial intelligence. It's the ability of computers to think like and complete tasks currently performed by humans with greater speed, greater accuracy, and less resources needed. So the second one, telehealth, which is the ability to video chat with your doctors anytime of the day on your telephone or other electronic devices. And soon, doctors should be able to take data from social media to give healthcare organizations the ability to track consumer experience and population health trends in real time by analyzing what people write in their feed. And one way to share data is by blockchain. Blockchain is currently used in the financial world. For example, it's the technique behind Bitcoin, which I think everyone has heard about the last years. Blockchain is a very safe system to share information with. It's almost as if you put information in a safe and then you lock it with your key. And now the information in the same safe can be used only by the person who has this key. The only different thing is that the safe is in the cloud, so you don't have to bring the safe with you. And the possible use for this in healthcare is that you can store journals, X-ray reports, blood type, etc. In the cloud. And when you see a doctor in like another city or a foreign country or something, you don't have to retake the X-ray, for example. Thank you. We'll now continue this presentation by handing over to Inga, who will introduce you, who will be focusing on challenges surrounding human experimentation.
When a new treatment is created or a new technique found that can better treat someone, healthcare centers have to jump hurdles to ensure that they are safe and can, from a legal standpoint, be used. Have you ever gone to a clinic to do a procedure? If so, you must have been told beforehand what is involved in the process and what you would be subjected to. If not, you should sue. Informed consent is an important part of any patient-physician relationship. Although this is widely done in the health industry, patients should be given a wider access to medical resources associated with their issue or ailment. This can be done through, as Oscar said, social media or an intranet created for communication between healthcare professionals and their clients. Did you know what a procedure has to go through before it can be applied to a patient? Clinical trials. This is because clinical trials are needed to evaluate this procedure or treatment to see the benefits, consequences, and risks associated with this procedure. The risks involved are the most important, since they can make or break a career, a person's health, or a life. Unfortunately, clinical trials are long and tedious. Volunteers are few and hard to come by. And this is because risks are higher in this phase. These problems slow progress and innovation in the health industry and can be refined. Proper marketing can be used to announce to the public that volunteers are needed, and proper background research into the treatment before it reached the clinical trials phase. Of course, volunteers should be well informed, as I explained earlier, and should most likely be compensated for their experience. I will be handing over to Johannes now.
Well, thank you, Inga. Now we have heard 2 points about major changes and challenges. Well, it isn't over yet. Is there something missing? Yes, of course. Is it possible for them to stick with their old style management while everything changed? Is it possible for them to stay with the old style management in the middle of crazy changes? Well, I don't think so. In another way to say, they have to change their management style with the developments they had. Now, I would like to explain it to you about how did the Mayo Clinic's management square up with the changes and challenges and prepare the employees to face those challenges. Right before I start to my core content, I want to start with a premise. The philosophy of water. Everything will never stay still. If I pull that premise to the management content here, it means whenever the circumstances changes, the way we deal, or the way the Mayo Clinic deal with that circumstances will also change, right? Well, what happened to the Mayo Clinic's management was like this. Everything changed, new challenges appeared, and they must adjust. They must adjust to their management style in order to mature it, to be specific. And so, what they have done to this under pressure target. In 2006, the Mayo Clinic leaderboards were developing a training concept to improve their standard in education, leadership, integrity, commitment, and also role modeling in their behavior. The Kirkpatrick brothers, at the same year, launched a training framework to evaluate a training program which is so suitable for the Mayo clinics, what they need at that time. And this framework covered 4 different levels. First level, called reaction. It's to see whether the trainees are satisfied with the program or not. Second, it's acquisition or learning. It's the function to see if there are changes, or if the trainees' behavior changes during the training program. The third level is implementation to the job, of course. Fourth level is a phase that they will determine if there are any performance enhancement in the organizational level, in the management level, to make it clear. Well, in 2012, Kari L. Rood found that this 4-level method increased the Mayo Clinic's management system's effectiveness to 55%, which is amazing for me. Secondly, to make my first point complete, I will continue with professionalism, which, in my point of view, one of the most important thing in management. Because professionalism, in my point of view, is a cornerstone to determine the management's competency in taking care of that organization. The way they improve in this issue, competency, the leadership boards obligate the CEO of the Mayo Clinic to write 2 types of annual reports. First, the annual target, which will be evaluated in every February. Second, annual achievements, which will be evaluated by the Mayo Clinic's leaderboard in every October. In a nutshell, the Mayo Clinic's management changed appropriately, in my point of view, because they evaluate every single program they have. Like, for example, like the training program, they evaluate the training program, and also they evaluate every achievement every year from the CEO's report, right? Now, we were almost at the end of this presentation. Now, Inga will continue with the conclusion.
To summarize, I'm going to state what we've learned in this presentation. So let's start from the top. Healthcare innovations that should be implemented include social media advancements to improve customer experience, track real-time health trends, and increase awareness for possible clinical trials, volunteers, or patients. Another topic we discussed was blockchain, which is used to store customer information that can be accessed in the cloud only by that customer wherever they want in the world, by whoever they give access to. Another topic, the use of an AI to collect and analyze data or information. So it takes the load off of the health care professionals. Telehealth, to contact medical professionals anytime through any technological means you have available to you. An intranet that should be implemented to better inform the patients about the risks and benefits aligned with the procedures, more in-depth knowledge, of course. Developing a training program which is analyzed by the 4 levels of evaluation that Jojo described earlier. And writing annual targets and achievements to improve efficiency so that the firm can clearly see their yearly objective or achievements, which was also discussed earlier. Thank you for listening. Come again.